Yo, blessings, family. How y'all doing today, man? I hope everyone is having an amazing day. I won't hold you long, but I want to talk on a subject, and it's don't fumble your promise. I know in today's culture, we hear a lot about don't fumble the bag, don't fumble the bag. But I want to speak on not fumbling your promise. I think sometimes, most times, especially when we're in a place where we're like kind of beat up by the world a little bit, a little sad, a little demented, a little effed up or fucked up, we ask God in those seasons when we're just basically at our lowest points or just feeling and dealing with a insurmountable amount of pain. We ask God from a not broken place, but a hurt place or a real place or an honest place for the desire of our heart. Whether it be the perfect job, whether it be blessings with our finances, or it be the promise or the blessing of a counterpart, a spouse, someone that will understand us, see us fully, wholly, WHOLY, holy, but also we do ask that from a holy HOLY space because our heart space has been cracked open. We're having an open, honest dialogue with not only ourselves, but mostly with the Heavenly Father or God, Source, Universe, however you want to say. They are all one and the same thing. But I think when we ask God from that space of honesty, in that space of hurt or a misunderstanding or honesty, we ask God in that space for a real desire of our heart. And God, in all of his infinite wisdom, he's right there communing with us. I mean, he saw the events. Well, honestly, I think God orchestrated the events of our life to maybe unfold as they do to put us in that space where our heart will be more open. And because he wants us to have that real conversation with him, he wants to initiate that conversation. He wants that dialogue with us because he's trying to talk to us. And once we ask him for a desire of our heart, which is biblical, ask God will reward you or give you the desires of your heart. If it's aligned to his will, we'll ask him for a desire because we'll make it known to not only ourselves, we don't make it known to God, he already knows, but we make it known to ourselves because our words have power. That's why spelling is spells. You're saying something. That's why you should really watch your tongue because life or death flows from the tongue. There's so much power in the tongue. But when we do ask God and we say those things in those spaces for the desire of our heart, he's asking us, okay, you asked me for this, but do you really want it? Or are you really ready for it? Because he knows most of the time when we ask him for the desire of our heart, we're not ready for it. We're not. But God being a good father, he will orchestrate additional circumstances and situations to prepare you for the desire of your heart that you asked him for. Whether the circumstances, obstacles, or any of those things will be good or bad, he's putting you in specific instances or specific places where you'll have to ask him genuinely for the desire of your heart, and he's also preparing you for the desire you requested or asked him for. God isn't a magician, but he is infinite. And believe it or not, we all were sent here from Source, from God, with a specific assignment. And for his will to be done in your life, he's going to make things so you'll reawaken, if you haven't already awakened, to awaken or reawaken to the assignment he set here on your life. And part of, I believe, the assignments that are on our life are filtrated through our heart space. That's why he says, ask me for the desires of your heart. Because a lot of people say don't listen to the heart because the heart is the most deceitful. I think that that's honestly something that man wrote in, because I think you're supposed to be in tune with your heart, mind, body, soul, spirit. I think they're all one. But sometimes I think when your mind isn't as aligned, your heart will tell you the truth. It'll tell you, it guides you. It does. I think so. I think that your heart is the most purest point or it should be the most purest point for you to speak and have a dialogue with God about, this is what I want, this is my truest nature, this is what I am, or this is what I want. So my thing is, don't fumble the promise. If you ask God in one of the most worst portions or places in your life for a real true desire of your heart, and he shows you that, okay, I heard you, and I'll give you a glimpse of, or a guiding light to where that desire of your heart stem from. He's saying, okay, you asked me for it. I put you in these obstacles, or I put these situations in front of you to prepare you for that genuine heart's desire. Because if you're in that space, I think it's always going to be a heart's desire. Whether you try to say, no, I was just in a weak point. I was in a bad space. That's why I asked for that. I didn't really want it. But it's like, no. You asked for it. But because situationally, I put you in circumstances to grow and stretch you, to prepare you for that true desire, you're scared. And you're going to do what man does, which is, we're human. So we're going to actually try to fumble it. We're going to mess it up. It's like, oh my God, God heard me and he showed me that he'll do it. But now I feel like I can't handle it. It's too much. He's like, well, if you go through the process, guys, everything has a process. And that's why God doesn't tell us the game plan. He doesn't. He doesn't tell us the game plan, because in all of his infinite wisdom, he knows if I show these guys he knows if my babies ask me for a real desire of their heart, and I show them the road, the map, if I show them the playbook on what it'll take to actually receive that desire of your heart, you're going to look at that shit and be like, oh, fuck no. You're going to do everything you can to not let that be a thing when you asked him for it. That's why God was like, I'm not telling you this. I'll give you breadcrumbs. I'll give you nuggets. I'll give you a light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm not going to illuminate the whole situation to you, because on the left and the right, kind of like Moses leading the Israelites through the Red Sea, if they looked, honestly, if they didn't focus, and that's even like them trying to walk, he asked his disciple to walk on water and come. He asked his disciple to walk on water and come to me. And when he got distracted and he realized, oh my God, I'm actually walking on water, he freaked the fuck out. He started looking at everything. His focus deterred and moved away from God. And God was just looking at him like, I love you. Come on. I'm sinking. Yes, because you stopped looking at me, but you're looking at me now. You see? You have stopped sinking. So I think when you ask God for a promise or a desire of your heart, be prepared for what comes with it. It's not going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun. But it'll be the journey that you need to get you to that real desire. So my thing is, guys, don't fumble your promise. I think one of the biggest or greatest promises that God can reward a person who is genuinely honest with them is a spouse. If you are asking God and like you've been spending some time alone, you come home, you go out, you maybe party with your friends, you feed into the distractions, you know what I mean? I don't want to go home because I'm home by myself. I'm home alone. No one's here with me. And in those spaces, typically, you might ask God for the desire of your heart. Will you just send somebody who's right for me? So when God sends you that person, when God gives you or sends you a person because or maybe they'll maybe God will just show them to you. And you're like, oh my God, that's them? I don't think I can handle it. I don't think I'm worthy enough. I don't think me? That's my person? That's the person you send me? He's like, yeah, no. You're probably not ready for them yet. You're not. But I have a work to do through you to prepare you for them. Are you going to accept the call that I put on your life originally, or that you asked me for? Are you going to do the work, or are you going to run in fear? False evidence appearing real. And that's the conundrum of it all. That's the clusterfuck of it all. You asked me for it. I showed them to you. It's gonna be work. That's too hard. Send me somebody else. I'll send you the wrong person. I'll send you the distraction. I'll send you what you were actually ready for. And even God, in that instance, he's still good. Because the person that he sends you that's not the person, because his ultimate will always any fucking way be done, is just a person that's going to prepare you for the person he initially showed you. But you got to go through that situation. That to even be in alignment for what, okay, God, this is what I really want. This is what I need. Got to show you what you need by making you go through the things you don't want to do. Oh, man. So when you finally do get to a space, and like people act like when they get married, oh man, I was 100% healed in my marriage. Before I got married, I had it all together. House, car, finances, I had everything together. I had it in the bag. It's like, no, man, no, you're not. Because when God sends you your counterpart, you might think externally you have all these materialistic things that any person would want. But when you're face to face with your mirror, your true mirror, because your God, your kingdom spouse or your God appointed spouse is going to be a direct mirror. Some shit you didn't even know that you needed to work through, you're going to have to work through. We are each other's greatest mirrors as kingdom spouses. We are each other's greatest reflections, each other's greatest memories. I mean, we will have some great memories, but we are each other's biggest triggers. You know what I mean? That's why you have to wait, man. You have to wait and go through the season and not fumble your promise. You have to do the work. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people. I don't want to do the work. The work's too hard. So I'm going to, settle and get with the distraction or just distract myself. When God is like, okay, you're going to distract yourself, and I'm going to allow you to distract yourself because God is standing there with an open door the whole time. He's just waiting on you to walk through it. You don't even have to open the fucking door. It's already open. He's like, are you going to walk through? No, you're just going to stand in the rain? No, it's going to be locusts out there pretty soon. You don't like fucking geckos. Those guys are going to start crawling on you in a little bit. Ah! I promise you, I have a hot bath drawn. I have a beautiful, nice, scented lavender towel for you to wash yourself with, dry yourself off with. Hell, they'll even do that for you. But if you want to continue to stand out in the rain, you're not going to be singing in the rain. You're going to be just standing out in the rain with all of the shit. God is like, you asked me for it. You asked me for the promise. I give you the promise. But you're not really ready for the promise. And that's where I think man was like, well, you give me the promise, then I don't know what to do. It's like, no. You asked me from that broken space or that hurt space for the promise because you, in that moment, needed to rely and really sit with me. You needed me in that moment because you're like, God, I can't do this by myself. This is why I'm crying. This is why I'm depressed. This is why I'm sad. This is why everywhere I turn, there's shit just fucking falling apart. He's like, yes. Because I want it to be like, hey, how are you doing? I love that red on you. It's the blood. I love that red on you. I see it. I see my son, Jesus. Oh, nah, that's too biblical. It's not. I see that. I love that red on you. He said, well, you're going to need to rely on me. You're going to need to rely on me in this season and every season. Are you going to dwell in the sacred place with me? Because I'm going to send some shit your way that you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. That's why we're spirit, soul, and flesh. I'm not going to lie to you guys. My spirit talks to my soul so I can kick my flesh's ass. A lot of people, though, they cut the spirit off. The spirit, what did my soul say? I let my soul lead me. My soul led me. But your soul is only so strong. Because your flesh, the battle of the soul and the flesh, nigga. That battle, that's a hell of a battle. It is. That's why you have to have something outside of you to guide you. Spirit, soul, flesh. Because your spirit, your soul and your flesh, they're always going to be in a, I want to win. I want to win. That's why the spirit is like, hey, come walk on water. Come walk on water with me. Come on. Come on. Come on, fucking do it. Fucking do it. You can do it. Come on. But if you don't let spirit lead your life and you just listen to your soul to try to defeat or pacify your flesh, you're just going to be pacifying your flesh with things that shouldn't pacify your flesh. Drugs, sex, mammon, alcohol, drunkenness. That's what you're gonna do. That's why God was like, hey, that's why I put you in that situation in the first place for you to ask me the desire of your heart. Because I wanted to make a connection with your spirit. I wanted to talk to your spirit. Because I know you got a good soul on you. I know. Your soul knows. Your flesh, that's why I sent Jesus, because he's like, I can't look at your flesh, dude. Your flesh, this suit, fuck no. That's why I sent the first wave with Noah. He's like, fuck it. That's why he sent Jesus. That's the whole thing. Jesus was like, I cannot look at these humans' flesh, because if I'm looking at them, I'm looking at everything that they've ever done. And as humans, we are fucked up. Oh my God. We are fucked up people as humans. Just as human, I won't even say beings, because I like to associate beings with being holy. But as humans, we are fucked up. That's why we have to look to something outside of ourselves. That is why. You know who a lot of people cut off? You know what people cut off spirit from their lives? Politicians. The powers that be. They're like, oh, that's why I don't want people to be too spiritual. That's why we have to take God out of schools. That's why we have to institutionalize it. This is what we think it should be. If you try to cut off spirit. But yeah, man. Don't fumble your promise. Don't fumble your promise. Do the work. You know? Because if you ask God for a true desire of your heart, He will give it to you. Not in the way you want. He's not gonna gift wrap a bomb and give it to you. But it might come in this thing, this huge ass container, this huge box. But you might have to keep unwrapping the present. It's another box. The fuck? But you're still, I'm gonna keep unwrapping the present. Fuck, it's more wrapping paper. Fuck, why is there tissue paper in here? But will you keep on opening that present? I know it's in there. Or you're like, man, this is too fucking hard. Every time I think I'm going to get to the desire and the promise, there's another fucking box. There's another fucking layer. He said, yes. God says, yes, it's by design. It's by design, my child. You're going to keep unwrapping? Hell, I'll even do the corners for you. Psst, there you go. I'll give you some scissors. Oh, that's a bigger box. That's a harder box to get into. Here's a knife. Here's a knife for you. There you go. Because He wants you to have it. He's like, you asked me for it. I love you. Why the fuck wouldn't I give it to you? It's kind of how God works. If I really want you to have it, you ask me for it from your heart, and you really want it, and it's good. God looked at it and said, it's good. Like when He created the heavens and the earth, He looked at it and said, it's good. If He deems it good in His eyes, He wants you to have it, dude. He's not going to say, you just say, well, yeah. Well, yeah, baby. So, guys, don't fumble your promise. Do the work, though. Do the work. It is necessary to receive your promise. I love you. God bless you. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. Salud.